Ladies and gentlemen, Kim here. Welcome to the Daily Update. Hope you guys had a good day trading today. Market is up slightly here, about 0.4% on the S&P, Nasdaq. Pretty much same there, semiconductor and the Dow. Russell 2000 is negative, 0.5% down today. For the small caps, transport is up 1%, banks pretty much flat. Energy did get hit today, 1% negative. Energy's been making a move last several weeks. Not surprising that the energy is taking a breather today. Biotech, however, biotech's been getting hit last couple weeks, just coming down pretty hard there. Another down day for biotech, 1.2%. I do think biotech is bullish in the long term. So on these short-term pullbacks, it's gonna get you out, and shake you out. But if you focus on the long term, you see that biotech is pretty reasonable as long as you're investing in the long term in the sector. We got the healthcare pretty much flat today. Home builders up a little bit. Utilities up 1.5%. Utilities, usually have this kind of a, inverse relationship, at least last week or so with the S&P 500. But, we're seeing that leading the market with the utilities with the 1.5% positive. They are retail down 0.7%. Emerging market down 0.5%. Bitcoin's up 6%. Gold, silver, miners up a little bit, but miners up 2%, while gold and silver is up just slightly there today. Dollar 0.3% positive. Oil's down. Treasury bond up a little bit. VIX flat or slightly down. And so let's take it to S&P 500 ETF. Spider 65-minute chart here. So looks like we gapped down this morning here. So some of the things we talked about on the last night's update is that there is gap down, and that got filled. And that's what bears needed to do. So bears did a good job getting it down. Opened up another down gap though, you see right here. And then what happened was once that up gap got filled, that acted as support. You can see that battle happening on that first hour with that long lower wick, right? At one point, there was a bears getting too excited, not understanding that there was a gap here. Once the gap gets filled, you do see that level. More often than not, you do see that level as a pretty strong support, at least for the day, instant support. We saw that on the first hour. Dip buyers came in. You can see that little bit of green body there. Second and third, we kind of moved sideways, a little bit of bull flag maybe. And then what happened was on the fourth hour, we pushed up. Keep in mind though, this gap was open throughout the day. This is actually one of more rare occurrence, because what happens is usually when the gap gets filled, it usually acts as resist. More often than not, you're gonna see that level acting as resistance. Well, something mysterious happened today. What happened was, you can see on the third or fourth hour and the fifth hour, we pushed through, and then we continue to push through, and we end the day with a positive note here today. And remember, 435.20 is a level I given you yesterday. We closed right underneath it. It is not a coincidence or mistake or random occurrence that market decided it was going to close right beneath it, because it's going to keep making you guess, because we haven't reclaimed that 435.20. But so with that move, though, I do actually want to go back, talk about this move right here, because I'm surprised, because we're overall downtrend in the short term of things. You can see as I zoom out here, these down gaps are open, and that the moving average is curling down. There's a lot of selling pressure, lower highs and lower lows. In this kind of environment with another gap down, it has a usually higher probability of that level acting as a resistance. Something, even if it feels that it will come right back down towards the end of the hour or something like that. But it is a rare occurrence that, gap gets filled, and then, it gets up, filled that down gap, and continues to march higher. So with that price action in the micro term, right, that favors the buyers with a little bit of momentum we have built. However, buyers were not able to find any kind of traction for the month of October. Buyers desperately need that follow. You can see right here, kind of a 1 day of move, no follow through, tanked. 1 day of move, no follow through, tanked. 1 day of move, no follow through, kind of tanked for the first hour, and then another 1 day of move right here, right? So buyers, we're right on the junction for both buyers and sellers, right? Sellers obviously want to defend this level, 435.20. If the buyers reclaim this level, and then we stay up above 435.20 for the first 2 hours tomorrow, depending on how it does it in the morning, there's a good chance by end of this week, today's Wednesday, I always forget what date it is, Wednesday, by Friday, the best case scenario, by Friday, if not tomorrow, if we, depending on how it stays up first 2 hours tomorrow, there's a good chance Bull's going to try to fill this gap. But keep in mind, though, because we're in an overall downtrend, the short to midterm, this level, both of this area is going to act as resistance. So a lot of times, if we don't see a confident, strong bullish move tomorrow or, Friday or something like that, this level will act as resistance, and this might get rejected, right? Not even able to fill it. So it will be important how the market behave in the first 2 hours tomorrow morning, and bulls need to obviously reclaim 435.20, stay above it, and then go after this gap. Obviously, for bears, another rejection, and then come right back down here. Trend, even though you got the micro term momentum that favors the buyers at close, we're at important resistance here. If bull's not able to continue with that momentum that it built today, there could be another rejection. You can see every time there's a rejection, things get pretty panicky, and that's kind of what happens. Every time when the bears bring it down, things get panicky and hectic. You can see like shenanigan down moves. So keep that in mind. 435.20 is an important level going into tomorrow. Let's check out that oscillator and see if we can extract any more information. So with that recent run that we saw today right here, we haven't crossed up yet, but definitely that oscillator is pretty elevated. We talked about that bullish divergence in place. You can see the lower lows in the price action, higher lows in the oscillator, and you can see we're not overbought, meaning there is a little bit of room that bulls can still make a run. So bulls are not tired, they're just kind of resting a little bit. We haven't crossed up though, we're just right on that. So you can see oscillator is at the neutral stance, right? Because we haven't crossed up like it did right here. That tells, it is kind of affirming the fact that oscillator is telling us, okay, we're just right on that juncture. 435.20 is very, very important level. If we get rejected, obviously this is going to come right back down. That oscillator is going to come right back down. If we make a move tomorrow, stay above 435.20 pretty much throughout the day, tomorrow, the oscillator is going to, turn back over to the upside. And because the oscillator does have this higher lows going on, per oscillator, the oscillator is actually favoring the buyers in the micro. Remember what I talked about on the last night's update? The oscillator is favoring the buyers in the micro term, and maybe that's why, even despite the fact that we did see that gap down in the morning, there's a rally happen, right? Again, rare occurrence. When the gap gets filled, usually act as resistance, especially we're in this downtrend, the short to midterm. But I think with this momentum that has been built on this oscillator, and I think with that, we did see make a move. We did see that move, and we're right on that 435.20. That's the important level. I'll come back for you. We'll re-examine this situation tomorrow. I'll tweet things out too at 2K Kim on Twitter and StockTwit. And then I'll tweet charts and oscillator and things like that tomorrow afternoon or something like that. We'll go from there. Enjoy your evening and good luck trading tomorrow.